Darren reviews his stay at Universal's Aventura Hotel on episode 316 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Welcome back, everyone out there in podcast land. I am your host for today, Chris, and we have a special one for you. I know you've heard that before, but we really do have one today as well. As we alluded to last week, Darren is joining us fresh from a one-night stay at the brand new Aventura Hotel on site at Universal Orlando Resort and is here to give us his full review of the hotel. Now, in order to do that, we actually need him here. So, joining me this week is Darren.
What's up, Internet?
And we can't have this show without the other two special people, Lee.
Hello, everyone.
And Tracy.
Hello.
Welcome back, guys.
I am excited for this because we've tried to keep Darren on lockdown. I don't want to know anything. I know tiny little bits from the very beginning. And that's as much as I want to know.
Yeah.
We were like talking offline, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just leave the details for the show. All natural responses. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm just fingers crossed it was better than his stay at Sapphire Falls last year.
Oh no.
No, it's just winding down.
Well, let's just get right into it, right? So let's start off with the hotel itself, lobby, the room, the pool, all that stuff. So Darren.
All right. So when you go in there, first of all, from the outside and as you go in, the hotel is really, really nice. I will say I'm surprised at the size. It was smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
But that's a good thing for me. If you remember my Sapphire Falls review and more importantly, my Cabana Bay review, being like a mile away from like the place where you could refill your drinks and stuff was not that appealing. So this one being smaller and more compact was actually a benefit. It was a really good thing. But the design of the lobby itself was really cool. It's kind of like modern and sleek. The areas are separated with these like really like low smoke glass partitions, which kind of keep things open and airy, but at the same time, you know, separate things a little bit, cool. which is like really nice. The different common areas, you've got the main guest area, the lobby area. As soon as you walk into the left is where you check in. Then to the side of that is the Universal Studios store, and then Tracy's favorite, the Starbucks, which leads you to the Urban Pantry, which is a series of different smaller restaurants all together to create like a food court kind of area.
Okay.
And it's all like a really nice flow into that area. And then you've got the lobby bar as well, the Bar Aventura, or the Bar Ventura. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, I love the wordplay on that.
Yes. And then that's directly across from the check-in area. And then also you've got like a lobby area on the second floor is where you've got your amenities like the workout area and the VR room.
All right.
So that's separated from the lobby area. And then also from the lobby is the exit out to the bar Soul by the pool and the pool area itself as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's all really nice, open, and like I said, it's concentrated. It's all together, so it's easy to navigate, easy to get around, and things aren't too far away from where you are, which is I think is a good benefit.
Darren, let me ask you a question. Did it feel cramped?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the person that checked us in said they were pretty much booked up for the night, and all the common areas seemed really empty to me. So they did a good like way of managing that or something. But yeah, there was not a lot of people in the food court area when we went. We didn't have to wait in any lines to like order our food or anything. So
I always wonder at that time during the day how many people would be at the hotel anyway, opposed to being in the parks.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we ate at the Urban Pantry one time at 9:00 at night. The park closed at 8, I believe.
Right.
Either 8 or 9. So, but we thought there would be, at least a little bit of a wait there, but there wasn't much of anything.
It's a funny one, isn't it, though? Because you think you've got so many, even once the parks are closed, you've got so many eating options on City Walk that it'll probably spread a lot of the people out. You probably find a lot of the people eating at the hotel at that time of night are the ones coming back in with kids who don't want to drag them into City Walk, I suppose.
Yeah, or people that just don't want to deal with the crowds at City Walk.
True.
And I'll tell you, if you don't want to deal with the crowds, at least when we went, there was not a lot of crowds anywhere at the hotel, so it's definitely a much better option. Also included was the room. So our room was supposed to be classed as a sky view room, I will say.
If you look up.
Yes.
What the hell's a sky view room?
You'd assume that it would be on one of the top floors of the hotel.
Yes.
There are 18 floors, as the Bar 18 Bistro would suggest. The 17th floor being the top floor of guest rooms. The 18th floor being the roof. And our room was on the 10th floor, which means that's a lot of sky view rooms, huh?
Yes.
On a lot of floors. You think 10th floor is pretty low for sky view.
I would say so.
Yeah. And on top of that, the hotel is designed and looks like a fidget spinner.
I've said that all along.
Most commonly been referred to. So there are 3 sides to a fidget spinner. And at this one, you have 3 different possible views. One of them is Volcano Bay and Cabana Bay. It's a very nice view.
Yes, if you look at the videos that they've posted on all their social media, the views are amazing.
Yes, the other one is Sapphire Falls. You get a nice view of Sapphire Falls, and then beyond that, the Universal Parks, Islands of Adventure, and Universal Studios, which is really nice to see when the fireworks go off and everything.
Cool, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But then there's a third side of that fidget spinner, and your views are the parking garage and I-4, and beyond that, the 4 Points Seasons International Hotel, and beyond that, nothing.
There you go, Chris. I've just sent you a picture.
Okay. Ouch.
That's it's the response that I got when I looked out of our hotel room window of our Skyview suite. Not suite, sorry, excuse me. Skyview 2 Queen room.
You'd really have to stare upward.
Yes. And yeah, there's a decent view on the horizon. If you looked really far off in the distance, on the very far left, you could see downtown Orlando. But really, there was a bunch of nothing, and it was very disappointing to see that classed as Skyview on that side. It was, of course, not what we were expecting at all.
Yeah.
Which side is this? So
this is the I-4 side. Yeah, this is the I-4 side. So when you go, I would request either a view of Volcano Bay or a view of the parks. Probably a view of the parks would be the coolest one, I would say.
Yes.
Are those considered sky views as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they don't separate it
on those
depending on what you're
floors.
looking at.
Yeah.
Right, which they really should.
Yeah, so you've got to go and specifically ask for a sky view theme park view.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
if you're going to stay there, I definitely recommend doing that. Or even if you're not in the Skyview section, at least one with a view of either of those two. Because even the lower floors, I think you got a pretty good view either way. So,
Yeah.
Darren, have you got a scar on your forehead?
From what?
From Voldemort trying to kill you as a baby. It's not quite the cupboard under the stairs. It's a bit of a step up. This is Dudley's old room.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, okay, so you paid for a Skyview, so we'll give you the crappiest one we possibly can do.
Now, what I want to know is it called a sky view? Because that's what you get when you roll your eyes at the view you've actually got.
Yeah, right. As I said on Twitter, though, one of the good benefits of that was I could see my car all night. I knew it was safe because I could see it in the parking garage from where we were. So
Handy.
That's the Sapphire parking garage, right?
No, actually it has its own garage.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's a smaller parking garage, but it's easier to get around as well. A lot easier to get to and from than the Sapphire parking garage because they have a elevator in the lobby itself. So,
While we're on the subject, how much was parking?
$14 if you're staying on site.
Right.
$45 if you're just going to visit the hotel, unless you go and spend at least $25 at any of the restaurants in one bill. I have to specify that.
Right.
You can't
Really?
just tally up multiple bills at different places. It has to be one place. Over $25, they will validate your parking. So.
Okay.
So as far as normal on-site guest park, it's slightly more expensive than Cabana Bay, but a hell of a lot cheaper than the Royal Pacific and upwards.
Yes, and I am going to say sorry to Universal, but the whole time we were there, the exit parking blockade thing was never down. So theoretically, if you were there, you could have got in and out and parked for free without saying anything. So, but I wouldn't count on that being the case.
No,
you go, so.
That's one of them things you could guarantee the one time you go to try, it will be down. Oh, bollocks.
Yeah. I just did want to point that out because that was a little odd to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you think, well, why am I paying for it when I could have just go in and out anyway?
Exactly. And also another thing about that is they said to use our room key to open up the parking when we came in from outside. And every time we put our room key in, it said key not recognized. Key not recognized. So then we had to instead just get another ticket, which didn't mean anything at the end anyways, because it was just being charged to our room. So
right.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder why they make you go through all of it.
Yeah.
Teething troubles. It's still only been, what's it been open now? A week and a half?
Yeah, about a week and a half, I'd say.
Yeah.
We get a little forgiveness there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then the pool area, it was rainy, unfortunately, the whole time we were there.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
But the pool area is really nice. We were able to see that. We hung out at the Bar Soul for a while because that is actually completely covered from the hotel area.
Okay.
So you can still hang out outside even when it's raining, which was kind of nice actually, because it was cooler outside than it normally is. And it made a nice view with the lights because they have a nice lighting package outside by the pool. So it kind of made it nice with the rain going and that, hanging out by the bar. It was pretty cool. So
sounds relaxing.
Yeah, definitely. And it definitely has especially the Bar Soul outside has a nice like Miami vibe, like very clean cut, like modern looking stylings and everything like that. And one thing I overheard the bartender telling somebody was every single chair and table at the entire place was custom made for Aventura. So
awesome.
And they were like all the chairs were like super comfortable and really nice to hang out in, even in the lobby and the bars and the pool areas, everything like that. So
when you were outside around the pool and stuff, Darren, because I know it must be getting quite cramped in the sort of outskirts of the parks with the amount of hotels around. And did you ever feel like you were overlooked and crammed in from the other hotels around it?
No, not actually, because of how tall it is. Like anytime you were like at a point where we could see out, like you were so high and far above everything. And then on the floor, like in the pool area, they did a good job of like blocking things out with land features and stuff like that to where it felt really secluded.
That's good.
So you didn't feel like bombarded by the other things. You could see Cabana Bay and the skyline and everything like that, but it felt nice where you were. It was like I say, like it was actually the coziest out of all the hotels that I've been to on property, despite it being like really modern and sleek looking. It's like very condensed and like I said, like comfortable and cozy, especially with the seating.
What about noise wise?
Quiet, very quiet. Like I said, like everywhere we went, there wasn't a lot of people, surprisingly, like anywhere. So it kind of felt weird.
That's good.
We were able to go like right up to the bar anywhere and get a drink, without, having to wait. And
that sounds like heaven.
Yeah, food and all that. So yeah, it was really cool, but then also weird because they told us, everything was like really sold out and busy that weekend. So,
but then you think if you're outside by the pool, you're surrounded by two other fairly large hotels, not a stone's throw from Volcano Bay, not a kick in the ass away from the parks, and for it to be quiet and secluded is good.
Yeah, certainly.
And the pool, was it a good size?
Yeah, a good size pool. It's like basically one of the fidget spinners, like in between two of the points, about that size. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a good size pool.
I think at the end of the day, you've got Volcano Bay across the road. I think the on-site pools aren't as important as they necessarily would be at a standalone hotel.
Yeah.
I don't do pools anywhere.
No.
I like the pools. I think they do pretty good over there at Sapphire. But yeah.
Then also included in the common areas were so the fitness center and the VR rooms. We'll talk about that real quick. That's on the second floor. They are kind of like pushed off to a corner, like away because they're on the same floor as guest rooms and stuff like that. the fitness center has a lot of treadmills and ellipticals, basically what you'd expect at a hotel one. But they also have free weights and like some yoga gear and stuff like that. So it was, they definitely had enough variation. So if you're staying there for a long time, if you're a business guest, something like that, you want to work out, they had enough there for you for sure. And then right next to that fitness center is the VR game room, which is expensive, I'll say. $10 for 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah. That is the regular price. If you are an annual pass holder, right now it's half price though. So it's $5 for 5 minutes, which was a lot more reasonable and good enough for me and Nina to give it a try. I believe these were Sony Vives that they were using, which is basically a household VR setup. So this is something you could potentially have in your home. It's not like a super advanced setup. It's not like the Void or anything like that.
Yeah, it's having researched sort of home VR, it goes Oculus Rift, then the Vive, then Sony PlayStation VR.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this was the Vive. You got 6 games to choose from. You got like 30 seconds to pick a game. And the person that was working there, no offense to them, they didn't explain a lot ahead of time. So like Nina was the first one to do it, and she kind of went in blind and just picked the first thing that was familiar to her, which was Fruit Ninja. And while she was playing, like the lady told me, like, "Oh, there's this other game, Space Pirates, that's like way better than this one." It's like, "Oh, well, you probably could have told us that before."
Yeah.
Just so that Nina could play the cool one too. But so she played Fruit Ninja though, and that that's cool. It was just like the mobile game, except for you had like 2 swords in your hands and you were slicing the fruit as it was coming at you.
Awesome.
And you get 5 minutes to play, so you can play as many rounds as you can, in that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I played the Space Pirates one, which is like a shooting game. Like you're basically standing still, and then you've got these targets coming at you that you're shooting, and they're shooting back at you. But it's really cool demonstration of like what VR can do. It's not the most advanced of VR. There's a lot more games that have come out since then. These games are probably, since they came out at the same time, like the Rift and the Vive came out. So they've been out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay.
They could really do with, putting some better options in there, like Beat Saber, which I don't know if you've seen, but it's like literally you're holding lightsabers in each hand and you're playing like a rhythm game with that, like Guitar Hero style.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they would benefit a lot from that, and then maybe setting up some like group packages where like the problem is they only have 3 little cubicles with Vive headsets in there, so it would be kind of hard to do this. But I think maybe like renting those out for like an hour for a group for a set price might be a better option than what they're doing now, because that's a lot to pay for 5 minutes. It's okay if you want to check it out, but
Was that all that was there then, Darren? Just the 3 booths, or did they have normal arcades in there as well?
No, just those 3 booths.
Just
a
that?
VR thing. Yeah, no actual arcade games or anything.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot bigger than that. The way
No, it was very, very small. It was like in a closet.
That's weird.
It was a little weird. And like when we walked in, like the girl that worked there was like, "Oh, hi."
The first people
I
I've
wasn't
seen for 2
expecting
weeks.
anyone. Yes.
Woo! Come on in.
Tell me news from the outside. Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I expected it to be, a lot bigger than that. They've sort of, it's one of those things that's been in the marketing. They've pushed, so you'd expect it to be more than 3 places to do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's not somewhere you're going to go, and it's not somewhere you're going to go and give the kids, "Hey, there's $10 each. We'll see you in an hour." They're going to be like, "Right, we're back in 5 minutes."
5 minutes later, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
there's nothing else for them to do. I mean, they do have like another little game room over by the pool, but not really a game room. It's an outside area that has pool table, and what was it, like air hockey, and a lot of like cornhole games, stuff like that. And for you British listeners, that is the game where you throw a hacky sack into a like wood board with holes in it.
Not
A
what
bunch
I
of
imagine
analog video
cornholing
games.
is.
Yeah, not the other cornhole games of yore.
Yeah, that's
But
weird
yeah.
then that it's, because they've sold it as this ultra modern, technologically advanced thing, and all
Yeah.
there is to do there's 3 VR games that are going to
Yeah.
set you back an arm and a leg if you want to spend any sort of time in there.
Well, it kind of feels like, hey, don't bring your kids over here. Is the idea that it
It will
feels like.
literally bankrupt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about the room itself then, Darren?
The room itself is it's all right. It's compact. It's not a room to have with strangers, that's for sure. You're going to be very intimate with anybody that stays there.
Okay.
As is like the universal standard on all their hotel rooms, it seems like.
Yeah.
With these new modern styles, like the area between like where the sink is, the bathroom has a door that closes. It's one of those big
Thank
sliding
God.
doors like they have.
Is it
like they've
noisy?
done in the other ones. Not too bad. A lot quieter than the other ones that we've seen. But the it does still have like one of those where it closes off the bathroom and shower and stuff like that. But like the sink area and all that is just divided by like these like smoke glass panels
Right.
that have like dividers in the middle of them. So, like I said, you're going to be pretty up close and personal with anybody that you share the room with. Ventilation's not that great either. I'll just say. But
That's why I haven't seen Nina since.
So it's if you got friends there, you might want to get separate rooms. I recommend maybe the suites are better with that, but yeah, that seems to be the standard with the Universal hotels, with the new ones anyways. Cabana Bay and Sapphire Falls have both been like that as well. So pretty like open plan things.
Because they realise that most people aren't going to spend much time in the rooms, either. They're going to be Legos where they're going to be in there, chit shower and shaving out to the parks.
Yes. Another interesting choice they made is not like putting some kind of film on the outside of the windows to where you can't see inside the windows. So I had an interesting experience out in the parking garage as we were getting in the car, and I was looking out at the building there because the car was facing the building, and I saw a rotund nude gentleman closing his blinds. But in the act of doing so, yes, showing everything.
It could have been worse.
I wasn't expecting that at the hotel. Added benefit, I suppose.
That's good to know.
Pass holder benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
that parking
the
garage.
openness- Yeah, the openness of it, like I think, like was even like a joke to some people because like we saw one room that had like all their shoes set up to look like they were like feet pressed up against the windows all the way down across the row. So I think some people were like noticed that this was happening and like we're like doing funny stuff with it. But yeah, that's just kind of odd.
Yeah.
Like
so
that,
imagine-
like a mirrored film on there
Yeah.
or something like that. They didn't think of that.
yeah. I can imagine now there's going to be lots of cars with people of particular persuasion with the
They're gonna spend
binoculars on.
$45 just to park there.
Yeah, and
Like,
get
all
the
right, let's
Get the
get the
kicks.
jollies on.
yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Darren, let me ask you, because as a person who hates light when they go to sleep, how well are those blackout curtains? Because I know they're wall to or floor to ceiling windows, right?
Yes, they are actually awesome. If you do want to close out everything, you can, and I encourage you to do so, please. Yes, especially in the morning. Yes, if you close the blinds there, it's complete blackout,
That's good to know.
God, I like.
so you can
Really
sleep
good,
in. if
yeah,
you'd
I'm like that.
Yes.
Are the curtains electric, controlled by the iPad or manual?
Oh no, they are manual.
Oh,
The iPad thing is a bit of a joke.
All
I
right.
will say. They control three things: what they call the vestibule, which is the bathroom, basically,
Okay.
and the entrance area of the room, and then they control a big lamp, like floor lamp, off in the corner, and then they control the bedside lamps.
The lamps are the ones that look like those Dyson fans, don't they?
Yeah, except for the bedside ones are just like spotlights that it controls. The Dyson looking one in the middle of the table that you've seen, that one is manual control with a button.
that's weird.
And then behind that, we thought there was like no bright lights in the room at all. Behind that, there's a red switch that looks like it can it turns on and off like a power strip or something like that. That actually turns on this huge bright light strip behind the beds. That basically makes it like daytime at night. And
Okay.
not controlled by the electronics at all, though, like by the iPad.
Right.
So 99% of people that stay there will probably never know it's there.
Okay.
Do you think it's something they could implement other stuff into the tablet then, Darren, or not? Or does it look like that's probably going to be it?
I sure hope so, because if not, it is just a gimmick big time.
Yeah.
It makes everything really clunky to deal with. The TV you control with the iPad, and you can do channel up and down with it, but it's really complicated. You have to open and unlock the iPad every time.
Right, yeah.
To do that. And then they also have all the channels, of course, with all the Universal NBC channels first in the lineup, and then everything else, that you can pick and select there. So overall, and then room service. I don't want to say this, but yeah. So we tried to do room service. I ordered a couple of pints of Heineken. Something easy, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Room service.
Ordered that at 11 o'clock. At about 11:26, they called the room and said, sorry, we don't have any Heineken left.
What?
26 minutes later.
Yes, and that's a really funny thing because they have Heineken on tap downstairs at the bar in the lobby, and I saw it there. So I don't know if they just have their divisions separated to the point where...
I don't know, would they bring you a pint up? Or would they expect for room service be bottled?
Bottled, yeah, but like a bottled pint of Heineken? I don't know. I've never seen that here.
Yeah, I
maybe
don't necessarily know whether they would bring you a pint glass up as part of room service. I think if it was me and I asked for I would expect a bottle. And if they haven't got any bottles left, maybe it was that.
Okay, but I do understand that possibility.
Yeah.
However, there are 3 other hotels within walking distance from there. So perhaps they would, work with them to maybe, hop on a go-kart real quick and grab something if they needed to. Who knows how that works over there, though.
Maybe they did. That's why it took them 26 minutes. They were checking all the other ones. No, we haven't got any either.
Yeah, I guess so, maybe.
Could you order cocktails as well?
No, you could not. The room service menu consisted of pizza. That was it.
Really?
Or you could order a domestic or international beer. Okay. I think there was wine or something too, and like some soda, and you can order like a 2-liter bottle of soda and water and stuff like that. But
at least if you go for horror nights, you can get a drink, Darren.
Yeah, right.
As long as it's not
Except for only till midnight.
Yeah.
Only till midnight, which would be before you get back from horror nights.
See, that's weird that you can order pizza because I'm pretty sure Red Oven delivers anywhere on site, doesn't it?
Does it?
I'm sure it does. I seem to remember when it opened, that was one of the things they said.
Yeah.
And we talked about it a couple shows back too.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd expect a bit more for somewhere that sold itself on the diversity and new stuff they've got food-wise, that room services, you can have a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd be able to order from the pantry.
Yeah, like they have so much food on site, you'd think you'd be able to get anything from on site. It would make sense.
Yeah, what sort of times do they stay open to, the restaurants? I know we're going to get onto them until after the break, but...
Yeah. The Bar-18 Bistro stays open till 2 in the morning, but that's only for drinks. I think the restaurant closes at 10 or 11.
Right.
Most of the other restaurants as well close at 11. So downstairs.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. Okay.
Well, we want to discuss some food, but let's take a quick break.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank, grabbed a butterbeer and the 3 broomsticks after a long day touring Hogwarts Castle? No? Then what are you waiting for? Let our team of experts help make your dream a reality. At Mouse the Muggle Travel Company, we specialize in all things Universal Orlando Resort and promise to do our very best to put together a vacation package that fits your needs, wants, and budget. At Universal, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, we specialize in Disney destinations as well. So, if you're ready to get started planning your next family vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the hard work for you. You have nothing to lose, as our services are free to you. Just visit us at mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
All right, welcome back. Now, on to the most important part that we started getting into, the food and drinks. And I know I want to hear this.
I think we all do.
Especially, yeah.
All right. Well, they have food and drinks. Got to be honest with you guys. Was not that impressed for the price.
Really?
Yeah.
You're breaking my heart, Darren.
Oh no.
I'm very sorry to report. I told Chris a little bit while we were staying there about the bao buns. Some of them are good and worth the money. I would say, like, you get to pick whichever ones you want out of the three, but they are 3 for $12. So each one is $4. You're talking about something that is a Chinese street food.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a super cheap thing.
What, 2, maybe 3 bites if you've got a small mouth and you're done?
Yeah, exactly. So on like the pork belly one has a pretty nice chunk of pork belly on there. Like that was like, I would say that would be worth it. The firecracker shrimp came with like literally 1 shrimp on there. Right. So that's the size of these things.
Oh,
the tempura vegetable one that we got literally had like 1 tempura green bean. Maybe we couldn't quite tell what vegetable it was.
that's not good.
On there. So yeah, to say those were disappointing. I've heard other people say like, oh, they're delicious, they're great. Maybe like they had a better mix than we did, because I know they have like, you know, like a beef one and, you know, other things like that, and maybe those are better. But that was the only food that we got at the Bar 18 Bistro. We also got some drinks. There was some confusion with those as well. I really don't want to be crapping on them this much, but you know, it's the way it was. First of all, if you're spending $14 on their craft cocktails that they have there, I expect them personally to come in a glass, not a plastic martini glass. But that's what they're rocking there. Yeah, all the glasses are plastic up there on Bar 18. I don't know if that's just you know, to be careful in the
Darren?
wind. Yes.
Is it Bar 17?
Is it
Bar 17? Is
17?
it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I figured we were just going to edit all those 17s.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
No, just
Bar 17.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
18's coming next year.
yeah. That's
Sounds like they need to.
yeah. Mark 2.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, but I think it's like you said, I think it has to do with the, you know, actual elevation where they're at. And then drinking, maybe there's dumb people that would toss a glass over.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, probably British.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like 12-foot glass panels all around you at least.
All
maybe
right.
they're 15-foot, potentially. And security guards everywhere up there too, just like keeping an eye on people, making sure they're not doing anything too crazy. Yeah. And also, let's bring up another weird thing really quick. When we went up there at night, they have a express elevator that goes there. So from your floor, you cannot go straight up there to get a drink, and you cannot go straight back to your floor. You have to go all the way down to the lobby.
Okay.
And then hit another elevator that goes all the way up there. Which, okay, if they want to control kids coming up there or whatever, that's understandable, I would think. Except for the elevator situation, like, is really weird. It's all the elevators are in the central part of the fidget spinner. It's just the easiest way to explain it. There are 6 elevators. One of those is an express elevator after 4 o'clock that goes straight up to the bar something bistro.
17.
Back up and down. And so the rest of the elevators are for the entire hotel. And for some reason, it took forever. Anytime you get an elevator, it would take forever to get there, and there would always be 8,000 people like already packed in when it would get to your floor.
That's where everyone was, Darren. You said the place was quiet. They were
They're
all in the lift.
like,
So packed in they couldn't get out.
Yeah. So we'd have to wait like literally every time we'd wait 2 times because it would open up and there would be so many people. It's like, okay, no, we're not going to try this. You know, and then
Yeah, that's
We'd have to
weird.
wait for another one.
Hmm.
So you go all the way down to the bottom, and then they had a person there, like ask you how many people were in your party, even though there wasn't like reservations or like tables like that. You could just go up there and sit at any empty table. That it's kind of like a bar, like how a bar works, or you could sit up at the bar. The person downstairs told us the entire bar was full, all the tables were full, but you could like order a drink at the bar and walk around, on the roof. And we're like, yeah, that's fine. We'll go up there.
Okay.
And then we get up there and half the bar is empty and there are open tables all over the place.
What is it with Universal? Right, it seems to be a resort-wide thing. I'll go back again to when we went to Cowfish. That we were told it was a half-hour wait. The place was empty.
The only people in for
and
about half
I'm
an
not
hour.
the first. We're not the only people that's found that it seems to be a bog standard thing of there's a half-hour wait. Doesn't matter how busy the place is.
Yeah.
It just seems to be resort-wide, and I don't get it.
Maybe it's so the staff can get off their asses and wash their hands and sort themselves out. Because they've been
It's
sat
like,
around doing
guys,
now.
there's somebody coming up.
You better wake up.
But like, I don't know, because why say that to somebody when they are going to be up there?
Yeah,
in a
that's
minute?
weird.
They're going to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
like that was totally not true. I don't.
That's
I don't-
really odd.
No,
It
that's
was-
really
As I say,
very
time and time
weird
again, we're
thing.
hearing it.
Now, Darren, can you go up there prior to 4?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Before it opens, I don't think you can go up to the area. I might be wrong, but I don't think you can get up there.
That's
We did
odd.
not try though because check-in was 4:00, so we were, by the time we had checked in,
Yeah.
we were already up there. It would be cool if you could go there like early in the morning and see
Yeah.
sunrise from up
Yeah.
there. But I just don't know if that's available. The way that the elevators are set up, it's interesting because you use your key card also to get to your floor. But once somebody keys in, like you can push any floor you want to. But you do need a key card to activate the elevator.
Right.
Because they're all touchscon as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw
So they can
Negan's post.
customize them so they can just take, the bar 17 one off the options there
Ah.
if they want to. So
And there was at nighttime, did you see a DJ up there? Because I saw somewhere
Yes.
online that they have a DJ till closing.
yeah, they did. They had a DJ up there. He was just playing like a 90s, late 90s, early 2000s dance music stuff. There was a couple
Okay.
of Missy Elliott's, that kind
it
of stuff.
loud
That
and
was kind of the crowd
obnoxious,
that was
or-
up there. No, it was. You could still talk over it pretty easily. It was pretty good as far as like sound design and that went up there. It was not so loud that it was overpowering, but loud enough to where if you wanted to listen to it, you could hear it from everywhere.
Just going back to the food slightly, Darren. You said it wasn't that good for the price. Taking the price out of it, how was it?
Okay.
Right.
A lot as far as the bao buns go, that it was a lot of bun with not a lot of bao.
So even if you'd have paid $6, you'd have still been like, this is a bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, seriously, especially knowing what it is and how it's made and everything
Yeah.
like that, and knowing that you can get it for a lot cheaper elsewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was the flavor on point, or it was just the amount, the
It
portions?
was okay. Like the pork belly was the best. The firecracker shrimp was good, but it's those like three bites you're gonna have that are just like steam bun with like nothing else on them.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's not
for
good.
the one bite with the shrimp in it, that's really good.
Yeah.
So you'd think now would be the time when they'd you make sure that all this stuff is up there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Scale it back after a few. Look what they
Like
did
they do with Volcano Bay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Volcano Bay. They really pushed the food. Everyone said the food was amazing. They got everyone in, and then they went, "Oh well, we're just going to take all this stuff off the menu." So you do it first off. I think one of the things we said about Toothsome when it first opened is that the menu was massive, and we expected them to scale that back. I don't know whether they have. Actually, I think they've added cockroaches to the menu, haven't they? So you would think that you make sure it's peak for that first 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then scale it back. Not start off like that.
No.
Yeah.
And like I was saying before we started recording to Darren, because Darren sent me some pictures of the menus through. Like the breakfasts, you got things like waffles, pancakes, French toasts.
Yeah.
The sides are all bacon, sausage, or ham.
Yeah.
Where's a vegetarian option? You know,
I'm
offer
sure
it with,
if you asked.
No, I know, but you shouldn't have to ask.
True.
You already
Yeah.
feel as if you're being awkward and you're being a pain in everybody's ass because
Yeah.
you want something slightly different. It wouldn't be too hard for them to offer, even if it was just those plain with a fruit cup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you already feel like you're gonna have to go and say, I'm really sorry, is there any chance that we can get some fruit with this? But I don't recall seeing any fruit on the menus anyway, so maybe they don't have any.
I find that hard to believe.
Uh,
Yeah, I couldn't tell you for sure 100%, to be honest.
I'm quick flicking through the menus and
Yeah, while you do that, another thing I'll bring up is the again, man, I'm trying to be a little positive. All the drinks tasted good at the Bar 17 Bistro, but the bartenders were inconsistent and inexperienced.
that's not good.
No, especially when you're doing $14 cocktails,
Yeah.
complex cocktails as well, including ingredients like thyme and that kind of thing. And thyme is a tricky thing to put in a drink because it has a lot of little leaves or whatever on there that will fall off and into a drink, and it's not very appetizing to have to sort out those leaves in your drink. So a thyme stick needs to be like consistent, solid, and you need to make sure you don't mix the leaves into the drink, or else you're going to be chewing on like little thyme leaves, which is not appetizing.
No.
And that was what Nina's drink was pretty much. Was
Oh.
just like a slurry of those.
Ooh.
No, that's not good.
That was their first one, and an interesting thing about that was on the menu, it was the almost sangria, which was rosé, peach liqueur, dry vermouth, thyme, and strawberry on the menu. When Nina received it, it was oranges in there, and we brought that up to the bartender. The bartender said the menu was wrong.
Eh?
That's not the way.
Oh,
That's not the way
no.
that the head bartender makes them, but that is the way that the customer would expect it to be ordered.
Yes.
Exactly. And
Of course.
what if you've specifically ordered something because you've got an allergy or a sensitivity to an ingredient?
Orange.
I know
It's
somebody
a
who's
bit-
allergic to orange. Who's allergic
It's
to
a bit
citrus.
odd, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Also ordered Firebird cocktail. Oh yeah, and also at that point he just took the drink back and tossed some strawberries in there and gave it back to Nina.
So it still had oranges in it.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that's bad.
That's-
That's
the same drink.
terrible.
That's
yeah.
awful.
and
It's watered down
also
by now too.
yeah, and also a bunch of thyme leaves at the bottom of it that she kept getting up through the straw, which was gross.
yeah.
And then Firebird, which was something that was really exciting for me. The taste was good. This is the one with the jalapeno
Yes.
in it.
That's the one I was
And
interested in.
cilantro and all that. But presentation is very important when you're ordering a $14 cocktail.
Yes, it is.
You're getting it, first of all, okay, the bartenders can't help that they're in a plastic cup. No.
No.
But you got to make the garnish look like it is on the menu. Like you have to put the jalapeno on there. You have to, put everything on the thing, not just float a little slice of a strawberry on top.
Do they not realise that people are good, that reviewers are out there at the moment?
But they probably
No.
they
They're gonna
probably
realise it's-
believe at this point that all the reviewers were there on media night.
Yeah.
But it's never just one night.
So yeah, I mean, I hate to do this. Like I sound like
Mhm.
snobby and stuck up talking about this stuff, but
No?
like I think it's important when you're spending that much on
Yes,
cocktails that
I
they
agree.
make them like
Yeah.
really good, and like you're ordering an art, like a piece of art there. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at a rooftop bar at a craft cocktail place.
Yeah.
Should be craft cocktails.
Not being funny, Darren, you're not have
Expect to
Fat
have-
Tuesdays.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, look at when we went to Pat O'Brien's and I got the Hurricane and I got the souvenir glass, and it was far too big for me to drink in. Well, I was talking too much anyway, as usual. So I didn't finish the drink before we left. So he took the drink away, put it into a plastic cup I could take into City Walk. He told me that he'd refreshed it and give it another stir around. He'd washed and dried the souvenir glass and put it in a box for me. And that's, so
Yeah,
if they
that's a
could-
City Walk
yeah, if they
restaurant
could
that's
do
been
that
open for God knows
there,
how long.
Mhm.
and that wasn't anything particularly special. This should
Right.
be stellar. I'm very disappointed in this.
yeah. The complex frozen drinks. I had the green matcha,
Yeah.
which was Mount Gay silver rum, matcha, and lime. Okay, they took that very literally, and they put exactly that in there. No kind of sweetener of any kind. And in a frozen drink, you're expecting a little bit of sweet in there. I'm sorry, no matter what you're getting, or at least like a strong alcohol taste. This one tasted like water, to be honest with you, like water with a little bit of matcha powder mixed in. It was not good. It was not pleasant at all. The one drink I did enjoy a lot there was the Volcano View, which was Suntory whiskey, lemon, and shisho. That's what it's supposed to be anyways. The first time I got it, that's what it was, and it was awesome. The second time I got it, it tasted really off, and I asked the bartender like what she had put in there, and she had included grapefruit juice as well, which totally changes the flavor profile there into like a bitter kind of taste. And that's totally off from what was on the menu once again. And that was just kind of like her own little spin on it, which again, is a big problem when you're ordering off the menu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
So, yeah. So overall, I got to say that we didn't have a pleasant time. And then we only had one meal down at the pantry, urban pantry.
Yes.
We had hoped to have more, but I really did not feel great the next morning for breakfast. So we just went around and took pictures of everything and took off. But that night at the urban pantry, we got burgers from the burger place. I had the French and Nina had the classic. Both burgers were torched burnt. Like all the way burnt. And it was at the point like, I'll tell you, the urban pantry had a really weird vibe to it. Like, every employee that we saw there, like nobody was happy about what they were doing. Like, I don't know if this is a management issue or something that was happening, but
that's what
like,
it sounds like.
The employees sounded bummed. They sounded, looked like disaffected, bummed. And the place being empty and them acting like that at the same time made it like a really weird, uninviting place to be.
It's a weird looking place. Anyway, I know from watching Tim Tracker's video of it, it doesn't look like a restaurant. It's very clinical.
Yeah, it is. And like they've got like the burger place earlier in the day, like had burgers sitting under a heat lamp and there was nobody there. And it's like, why? Especially because when you order, you don't even get it there. Like then and there, you go back to a table with a puck and they like bring it to you.
Yeah.
They
like
bring
an
you a puck.
RFID one.
Looks, you know?
Okay.
Can you order the burger a certain way? Like temperature?
No.
So it just comes burned.
Yeah.
I'd have sent that back and refused to pay. So basically, it's kind of like you're just getting McDonald's food, but it's not as good.
But at a very high price.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw
So
the
it's
menu prices there. Like the prices on everything are high.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, full disclosure, over the weekend, me and Nina, just for 2 days, spent well over $200 in food and drinks.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
We didn't even get anything you guys liked.
No?
Darren,
Sounds like
Yeah.
did you get any sort of AP discount on that?
10% discount at most of the restaurants.
Jesus.
And even on alcohol and stuff like that, which was a nice change for most of the...
Wait, they do discount alcohol here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it would have cost
Yeah,
you like over $220.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Closer to 300.
Wow.
And like I said, we didn't have breakfast, and we
That's
only had one meal at the
ridiculous.
pantry.
Wow.
And we're not huge drinkers, so...
No. See, I'm looking here at like I had to go and double check that I hadn't mixed up the breakfast and the lunch menu. So the pizza breakfast, so a calzone, for $12. And you'd have your tax on top of that as well.
Yeah.
The vegetarian one. Yes, we all want broccoli for breakfast.
Oh, I think you brought this up to me yesterday, didn't you?
And basil. I mean, I love basil.
Basil.
No, I'm English. Basil. Not for breakfast. It's a strong flavour for breakfast.
But they're just trying to be different. They've already said that, haven't they?
I know they're trying to be different. There's different, and then there's just stupidly different.
Yeah,
This is
being
just
different
ridiculous.
for being different sake.
I mean, the only time I've ever seen anybody eat broccoli for breakfast was when we were in
With Jade.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
No, it was before before the kids. We saw the kid came over with a big pile of raw broccoli. Yeah.
Why was it raw anyway?
Well, salad stuff, isn't it? But yeah, not broccoli for breakfast.
That's disappointing because one of the things that we've talked about a lot on the run up to the opening of this has been the food and the drink, and it's they've sold it so well. It's like, oh my god, that is somewhere you have to go when you visit Universal Orlando, and then
I think the thing, I mean, we from what we heard from Darren is, fixable items that they can do here, right? Because Darren, I didn't hear you say anything, really negative about the hotel itself, right? The layouts and all that stuff. You like all that.
I actually preferred the layout, like I said, because like everything was like close together and easy to get to. So
yeah, I mean, it's opening, week, month, whatever
it's been open just coming up 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they should have their stuff together. But I mean, I know, I have a couple of friends that had worked in the restaurant industry, and an opening of a place can be a nightmare. Even for them, no matter how much time they have, people just don't have their stuff together, which is what it sounds like would happen here. But I'm hoping they're getting feedback from this and amping it up, because even going back to what the bartender told you, you should never tell that to a customer.
No.
Right? You ordered something from the menu, make it like that, unless you went to the bartender and say, hey, make me something that you think I would like based off of this flavor, and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it was really weird to get, inconsistent drinks. That's one of their signature drinks. They only have 3 or 4 signature drinks on the menu. So you think that they have those down.
Well, yeah, it's not like they've got like 40 or 50 of them they have to remember.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like they've been open for a couple of years. So we've got these good bartenders who know how to just change a drink slightly for you to make it a new experience.
Well, didn't they? One of the things he sold it as was the same mixologists from over at Sapphire Falls, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Well, the guy that
they made the menu. Yeah,
made the menu.
Ah, right. Then he needs to teach the staff over there how to mix these drinks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
It's sad because I know how much you were looking forward to it, Darren.
Yeah, and like I said, man, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst place I've ever been. Sapphire Falls still wins for that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even above Royal Pacific.
Yeah, because Royal Pacific was also like concise, like this one was. I mean, I feel like it was easy to get around and maneuver that hotel.
Yeah.
When we stayed there, I think you could agree with that one.
Yeah.
Like even going from your hotel room in the High Palace to mine in the dungeon was only like a 5-minute walk to get from there to there.
Well, in fairness, when you think about it, because I couldn't get the room key to work, I think I did our room to the lobby and back to the lobby and back to the lobby in about 5 minutes. So yeah, it was fairly close.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And I'll tell you, like, Cabana Bay takes the cake for being like totally inconvenient as far as that goes, especially if you've got a room at the end in one of the towers, because you're walking a long way back to the lobby.
15-minute walk.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's long.
That's mental.
So this kind of solves that problem. It's easier to get around. I think it's better for people without kids. I definitely recommend it for couples. It was a great place to go for that. Like I said, I can't recommend drinking and eating on property when you have so many better options on City Walk.
Yeah.
I definitely see people still going out to City Walk, and maybe that's why everything is as empty as it is. After day one, they go there and try everything and then go elsewhere.
Yeah. So they're not going to entice people in from City Walk either?
No, not with what they have currently.
No?
Bar 17 has a view, and that's really what they're skating by on right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They need to really up the presentation of their food. They need to rethink those bao buns and how they fill them. And it's done intentionally because they cut the bun halfway and only fit in one small little item on purpose. You don't do that on accident. Like they do that on purpose to save on money or whatever, but they're charging $12 for it. So it's got a facade of really high class, like upscaleness to it, but once you're there, you kind of see that crumble away. And another interesting thing was in our room, which is almost a brand new room, there were already like scuff marks on the furniture and stuff like that.
Wow.
That's not the
because
hotel's fault, though, is it?
No, but
No, it's not. But the materials that they use make a big difference.
yeah.
Because if you're going to use like real wood paneling and stuff like that, then it's not going to show scuffs like it does with like IKEA fiberglass or like fiberboard stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a choice, and everything looks really modern. But there are some like easy to destroy things in the guest areas, like some of those chairs. Like one of the chairs has netting all around it, like a fabric. It's almost like, if you ever seen like that t-shirt weave that people do sometimes, like they like kind of like braid t-shirt material. It's like reusing it.
Oh yeah.
Like they have one that's like totally covered in that, but someone has like ripped a couple of those out. So it's kind of made the whole chair look terrible, and it's right there in the middle of the lobby.
Right.
So there's like little things like that here and there that I don't see holding up very long.
And they're false
it's already
economies.
like, this is a weekend.
Yeah. And they're false economies as well, because they're going to have to refurb faster.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So while I was really excited about this place, and I did want to score it high for sure. For the rooms, Cabana Bay still takes it for me. For the restaurant, Sapphire Falls is still probably number one as far as that goes, as you know, in this budget circle here.
Yeah.
But for convenience and getting around the hotel, I would definitely score this one highest. But yeah, that's all it's winning as far as it goes for me.
Go with the low expectations then.
Yeah.
And a lot of money in your wallet just in case.
Start at the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like another really quick one I'll say is like the walkway to Cabana Bay and everything is very convenient. You walk to Cabana Bay and then take that entrance to Volcano Bay. Very quick and easy to get to.
So it doesn't have its own dedicated path to Volcano Bay. You have to go through the Cabana Bay one, Darren. Is that right?
It links up to the Cabana Bay one.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So they both kind of convene in the middle and then go into Volcano Bay.
Yeah, and they have bus transportation going like every 5 minutes to the parks or something like that. Like we were able to see that from our room. That was another lovely view that we had. We saw that the bus did come frequently. So
Can you walk to the parks?
Yes, you can. It takes about 30 minutes.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, because I noticed Cabana Bay is like 15 minutes, isn't it, to City Walk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's not worth a trek. So what have you got? Can you get water taxis from there or not? Is it bus only?
No. Bus on. There's no water connected to it at all.
Was it an overpass that got you to Cabana Bay?
I think it's actually an underpass.
Oh, okay.
People were saying it went under. So
Interesting.
we did not do it ourselves, full disclosure, because we had no reason to go over there. But
I don't suppose you know how long it takes to get to the parks on the bus then, Darren.
It really shouldn't be long. Maybe on the way back, it would take longer to get from the parks to the hotel, like when it starts piling up in the bus area. And the other thing to know is that if you go on the bus, you're going to go through regular security in the front of the park because you're going to get dropped off in the bus drop-off area, which goes through standard security in the hub.
Yuck.
So if you want less security, taking the walkway, which connects to the garden walkway and connects through that way.
Right.
Will be less security. There will be less lines for security, I'll say.
Yeah.
Quite sure how to feel, because I'll be honest, before this, I was excited, and I said to you, Tracy, with us coming over next year, I was looking at 2 nights, the first 2 nights at Aventura, and it's a year away, a lot can change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But as of right now, I'm kind of
You'd be
having second thoughts about it.
Well, you'd be hard pushed to get me there. 'Cause even just looking at the menus.
The menus are irrelevant because, to be quite honest, we probably wouldn't eat there anyway.
No, but looking at that, there's nothing I would eat.
We've stayed at 2 on-site hotels so far and have yet to eat at either of them during our stay.
No, I know. But, we're getting a bit older.
Yeah.
And we,
Did you, Darren? Yeah, you are. You are getting older, you're right.
It's all right.
Not all of us, but yeah.
But it is that yes, I'd love to be able to ride after ride after ride. But I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like going, you know what? I want to chill out a bit and go and explore and eat in other places.
What concerns me actually at staying at any of those outlying ones is having to get a bus to the parks.
It's not too bad.
They start an hour before early park admission.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can take your breakfast sandwich with you.
Yeah.
That's my favorite spot to eat.
But it's like I said on 2 weeks ago show, you know, for me, it's staying at the Royal Pacific and being able to walk to the parks or the Hard Rock. You know, it's a lovely walk on a morning and you know
Yeah, I
you're there
love
at your
that.
own pace rather than having
Yeah.
to deal with, because we didn't pass anybody walking to the parks on a morning from either of them. To then having to cram on a bus with a load of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
Way
major
back will
thing,
be
but it's just
unfortunate.
not something I'm used to, if I'm honest.
You've been
Yeah.
spoilt.
I think the size of the Aventura, though, too, will make that easier to deal with. If you do get that one, even if it's booked up all the way, the number of rooms and everything compared to like a Cabana Bay or something like that, just stands to reason that you're going to spend less time waiting for buses.
Then the question is, are the buses dedicated buses for Aventura? Or are they like the Disney ones where they will pick up at Cabana Bay and Aventura and Sapphire Falls?
I think these ones, I think it depends on like how busy everything is. But while we were there, I think they had their own dedicated buses. going
Okay,
back
well,
and
that's not
forth.
so bad then.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Cool. Well, we did have some questions that were sent in, but apparently we covered all those questions in the review.
We
So
kind of have
thank you.
for the most part.
for the most part, yeah. And if you didn't hear your question answered or something specific that we didn't cover, by all means, drop us a line, podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Yep.
And we will try our best to take care of that. But thank you, everybody who did send in those questions. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the week after this show goes out, we'll do a like a Facebook Live, maybe
Oh, that'll be cool.
where
Good
I'll
idea.
answer any
That's a
questions
great
that you guys
idea,
had
actually.
that we didn't answer. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'll start thinking of some really tough ones.
there you go.
Thinking caps on, everybody.
I'm already going in places that Darren might not want me to go in.
Karaoke.
No, it's such a shame because, like I said, Darren, I know you were really, really looking forward to it. You know,
Yeah.
it's the first time you've been over to the resort for quite a while, and it was something you were excited about doing, and it's
Yeah,
unfortunately not lived up to yours or our expectations, to be honest.
it's disappointing.
But just to understand, most of mine were situation based, and
Yeah.
you could go and have a totally different experience than I do
Yeah.
if you park view room on higher floor, and you know everything works out for you. You get one of those great bartenders that they have. Like the first one they made my first volcano view. Then your experience might be totally different than what we experienced there. So
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
true, very true.
I was just going to say that's at least these are items that they can fix on. Hopefully
Yes.
they do that
Yeah,
very, very soon.
and it does say something that despite everything, we still don't hate it, and we'd still definitely consider
Yeah.
going back there. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you leave any feedback, Darren?
yes.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Darren, any closing remarks? Anything aside from what you've said already?
No, I think I covered everything that I wanted to. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions that I didn't cover, just let us know, and we'll do a live or something and get that out there.
Awesome.
Answer all those questions that you have.
Cool.
Really cool. All right. Well, it's going to pretty much wrap up this very interesting show today.
Yeah. This is one of the things I like about what we do, though. I'm not gonna say specifically about anyone, but we've watched a lot of the media who got invited to the media weekend for it, and no one said anything bad about it. But I like that we can go. You know, Darren's got to do a review there as a guest, not as an invited media, not as someone
Yeah.
who's been sort of invited with special privileges. He's gone as a guest for the
Oh yeah,
weekend.
well, we paid for all of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And with high expectations, or
Yeah.
somewhat high expectations.
and being able to give an honest review of his stay at the hotel.
And that he would still try it again. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. There's that to take from it as well.
yes. Now that'll wrap up our show. So for Lee, Tracy, Darren, and myself, Chris, thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Cut, print, that's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.